Hello everyone, I thought I would show you today how to type in a different language using Windows 8 the easy way. One of the first things that you need to do is to change your keyboard. Now if you've done this in other Windows operating systems, you know that it's several key clicks in and it can be a little bit more cumbersome. In Windows 8 they've streamlined it a little bit, but it's different. So basically you have to bring up your menu, and for some reason it's not coming up here. Oh, I know why. Okay. You have to bring up your Windows menu, and then basically you go to Settings, and once you're in Settings, go to Control Panel, and then from the Control Panel, you're going to go to the Language and Region, and you're going to click on Change Input Methods. And I've already installed English, Spanish, Portuguese, and Chinese. I'm going to go ahead and install French just to show you how to do it. So you add the language, and then you scroll down to the language that you would like to install. And I'm going to install the French keyboard. And basically you get a choice of the different kinds of French that you would like to install. And actually, for my own personal preference, I like the French Canada keyboard layout. That layout works best for me. So I'm going to choose the French Canada layout. And then you also have some options here. If you click on the options, it's going to check on availability of different things. You can download and install a language pack. I recommend that you do that. That way it will give you all the spell checking and grammar checking that you might need as you're typing in the language. And so I let the installer go ahead and install that as I am as as I'm doing this. And so that way, when I go back to type in a particular language, I have all of the advantages associated with that language pack. And so once I've installed it, now I can open up, say, Google Chrome, and then I can begin typing in another language. So for right now, I think I'm going to type in Spanish since I have that keyboard installed. I go to Google, and then let's see, for some reason I thought I would have my Google tools up here. I'm just going to go to Google Translate. And you'll notice that I have the window open there. I'm going to change my keyboard now by going over to the flag here on the lower right hand side where it says ENG. I'm going to change that now. I'm going to change that to Spanish Spain. And so I'm going to type in here a phrase. I'm going to type in simply, ¿Cómo está usted, señor? Now, in order to get the upside down question mark in this keyboard, I'm going to use the plus sign. Then to type the ¿Cómo está usted? I use the regular things. To get an accent over the letter O, I simply type an apostrophe and then the letter O. And then I hit como, and then to get está, I simply hit an apostrophe, and then I hit the letter A, and that puts the accent over the letter A. Usted, and then señor is S-E, and then there's an ñ. That's going to be under the semicolon. So I type that, and then señor. And then to get the right side up question mark, it's simply the underscore. And so it's translated it automatically as I've gone. How are you, sir? A couple of other things that you might find useful to get the upside down question mark. Again, it's the plus. Right next to it is the right side up one. That's the underscore. Those are interesting things to find. The upside down exclamation point is the equal sign. The right side up one is the one that's over the one where you would normally find it. Then to get things like the two dots that go over the letter U, that's where you would normally find the quote sign. And then if you do that, you get the two dots. Now, some people get confused and they think that they're typing a quote, and they'll get something like this, and it doesn't look quite like quotes, and they'll say this is, or this is not a quote. And then they type this again, and they're like, why didn't anything happen? And then they hit the space bar, and they get that. Those are not actually quotes. What you do to get a quote sign is Shift 2. That gives you the actual quote sign. So this is a quote. And there you go. So that's the comillas in Spanish. So those are just a few tips that can help you to be able to type in Spanish more efficiently. Once you learn this method, you're not going to want to do any other method of typing in foreign language accent marks. I hope this helps.